Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Kit and today is Thursday, March 26, 2020. Thank you guys for joining me today and I hope you guys are all doing well. My family and I, we are great, but I have been stressing out about something lately and it's about our financial situation. I'm sure it's not just me. I'm sure it's everyone in the world. My husband and I, we both work, so we depend on both incomes to provide for the family, to pay for bills and everything that we have here in this house. And I'm just a little worried because my work has literally slowed down. I think this past week I have only worked 4 hours each day. So I think Monday I worked about 6 hours, and then Tuesday 5 hours, and then yesterday was 5 hours, and I'm off today because they are trying to balance the hours at work and make sure everyone has the same amount of hours at work. So I'm stressing out because of the money. I'm not working enough hours to bring in money to pay for things. So I have been literally just stressing out for the past week and a half, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And then my husband, he came up with a great idea. He works for his cousin who owns his own business, and they always need help here and there. And sometimes my husband will go in Saturdays just for a little bit of extra money to help, put in our savings account or to set aside for emergencies. Well, he talked to his cousin yesterday. I guess he'd be my cousin too through marriage. But he is allowing me to go in Saturdays to work, 4 to 6 hours or as long as I want, and just to get in some extra money to help with bills and things. So I am very grateful and very thankful that he is allowing me to do that. So I will thank him on Saturday when I see him. I mean, he is a great person. So I really, truly appreciate it. And I know it's not just me in this situation. It's everyone who has a job. Everyone has bills to pay. So I was just stressing, and now it's kind of a relief for now. But things will get better. I know it. So I can't wait for things to get back to normal. So enough about that sad stuff, because I was actually really, really worried. And not just for me, but for everyone, So, but enough about that. Let's get on with what this episode is about. What was I going to say? I wanted to show you guys something that I have received from my realtor. But she had sent me 4 pictures. I think they're drawings that someone has drawn. They're not the original ones, but they are 4 buildings that are in Chicago. If you guys don't know, I am from Chicago. I live in the southwest suburbs of Chicago, but Chicago is maybe 40 minutes from me. So I rarely go downtown Chicago. It's just so busy unless we want to go to the museums or go to Lake Michigan or whatnot, or Navy Pier. But here are some buildings. This one is the Wrigley building. And then this one is the Old Water Tower. And this one is the Marina Towers. And this one is the John Hancock building. So I thought that these drawings or these pictures were pretty cool. So my husband almost threw these out. So I told him, I'm like, don't throw it out. I have a plan for these. So what I'm going to do is I will frame them and I will hang them up here in my YouTube studio. So I thought that would be pretty awesome just to showcase some of these buildings that are in Chicago, since we live in Chicago. So I thought that was a great idea. So that is one thing. Now that's been sitting up in our closet for about 4 months, and I didn't know what to do with them. And it just came to me like that. And I'm like, I'm just going to hang them up and display them. So that is that. And let's move on to the next thing. I got a Hirschner's catalog in the mail yesterday, and I'm sure that a lot of the online yarn companies are still open for you to order. I just recently placed an order for Premier, and I got an email on Wednesday that my order has shipped. So it's not a big order, it's a small order, but I will show you when it comes in. It's supposed to be here today. If it's not here today, then for sure tomorrow. If anything, I will do a Premier unboxing video on Saturday so you guys can see what I bought. But they had some new yarn on there and I just wanted to try it. But like I said, I didn't go overboard because of our financial situation. I just want to make sure we have enough to pay for the house and the cars. But there's the Hirschner's catalog, and I was just flipping through this, trying to see, you know, what kind of yarn they have. And I've ordered from Hirschner's before, but I've only ordered things that I have used before. So I just want to check it out. And they have these awesome Afghan kits. And I was looking through the Afghan kits because I was thinking about ordering one maybe in the next few months or so. But there is this one in here that I absolutely love, and it's a knitted Afghan. It is called the Step Into Autumn Afghan, and it's a knitted pattern with mitered squares. And I have never knitted mitered squares, so I will attempt one today and see how it turns out. But the thing about mitered squares is I think you have to sew them together, and just like granny squares, I hate sewing squares together. I shouldn't say hate. Hate is just a strong word. I dislike. It's my least favorite thing to do is to sew squares together. But that Afghan is gorgeous and I love it. So I might order it and try it out. So the kit is originally $64.99 and it is on sale right now for $44.99. So it will come with a pattern and all the yarn that you need to make that Afghan. So I think it might be worth it. If you guys have ordered Afghan kits or any kind of kits before from anywhere, let me know. Let me know how you like it, because I am definitely interested in doing that. And then I was flipping through, checking out their needles, their knitting needles and crochet hooks. And they have a set, a 24-piece crochet hook set. I think they're aluminum hooks. Yes, aluminum hooks. And it is on sale right now for $19.99, and it was originally $45.99. So there's the hook right there, $19.99. So I don't know how much hooks originally run, because I use Clover Moore hooks and I bought my set from Amazon when it was on sale for $28. But this is $19.99 for a set of 24. So that says on here, incredible deal. So that might be a great deal if you guys are interested in checking that out. So that was my Hirschner's catalog, and I just love flipping through this because it gives me inspiration and ideas for my next project. So that's why I like looking through those. So I wanted to, you guys probably don't care, but I canceled my Knit Crate. I've had Knit Crate for about 5 months, and I have not used any of the yarn that I have received from Knit Crate. So I went ahead and canceled it. Because of the money situation as well, because I don't think it's a necessity right now. And once everything gets back to normal, I will probably re-enroll in that. But the only yarn I have used was last month's February's Knit Crate, which was the yarn, the Audine Wools that Creative Grandma helped design. That was the only yarn I have used, and all my other Knit Crate yarns are still in its original box. So I canceled Knit Crate, but I want to start getting the sock crate, and there's a waiting list for that. So I did sign up for the waiting list. I'm on the waiting list right now for sock crate. So once a spot becomes available, I will start getting the sock crate, which I believe is $19.99 a month. And then Knit Crate is $24.99 a month. So it's a $5 difference. That's $5 a month that I'm not spending on yarn. So I decided to get the sock crate because I feel like I would use that more, because I love lighter weight yarns, especially fingering weight yarn. So I will definitely use more of the sock crate than I would the regular Knit Crate. So that was the reason why I canceled the Knit Crate. So let's move on to Hat Not Hate. So I have been trying to crochet and knit as many hats as I can. And I finished 2 this week, so I just wanted to show you guys. The first one that I did was this hat right here. Let me show you the other side. And this is a pattern by Crystal from Bag O' Day, and it is her basic beanie hat tutorial. So if you guys are interested, I will link that down below. And it was a pretty quick hat to make. Now it is on the bigger sides for maybe a teenager that has a bigger head, but I love the way this turned out. Now I used Lion Brand Ferris wheel to crochet up that hat, and the colorway is called Full Moon. And this one is, there's 270 yards. It is a medium 4 weight, and it recommends a 5mm crochet hook, which I use to make this hat. But I think this yarn is on the thinner side of a 4. That's my opinion. So I think I will go down to a 4.5mm crochet hook to use the rest of this yarn to make another hat, because this is all I have left. I only had the one cake, and this is all I have left after making this hat. So I think I will go down to a 4.5 or maybe even a 4mm crochet hook just to crochet up another hat like this. So this hat did not take long at all to crochet. It was probably like an hour and a half to crochet that. So I will try to knock out another hat this week for Hat Not Hate. So I definitely like this yarn. It's super soft and it's easy to work with, and it didn't split on me, and I love it. So there's nothing wrong with this yarn at all. So that one is the Lion Brand Ferris wheel. And I also knitted another hat, and this is the same pattern I used for this first blue hat I knitted. So this is the first one I knitted, and I used a bulky yarn to do this one, and it turned out super cute. So I used the same pattern, and I knitted up another hat. So this is the other hat, and it is blue, you guys. This is, I use the Lion Brand Basic Stitch to knit that hat. It is a medium 4 weight. It recommends a 5mm crochet hook. There are 185 yards in this skein, and it is made in India, and it is 100% acrylic, and the colorway on this one is steel blue. So it is blue. Steel blue is the colorway. So that is the yarn that I used to knit up this hat. So I have, I think, 2 more skeins of this, and I will try to use up as all my blue yarn to make as many hats as I can. So I have 2 knitted hats so far and 5 crochet hats, so a total of 7 hats so far. So I'm just going to keep on going until I don't have any more blue yarn left. And my next hat I am going to start will be a knitted hat, probably in the same yarn, but I'm going to knit in the round this time. And I will try using the magic loop method for decreasing, and I hope that one is easy to do. So I will have to watch a tutorial or something to learn how to do the magic loop. So those are my hats, and then I still have this Karen latte cake that I will use up to make hats. And these are all, this is blue, you guys. They're all different shades of blue, but they are all blue in here. And the colorway is blueberry. So some of it does not look blue, but these are all different shades of blue yarn in there. So I will send them the ball band too, just in case they question the color on that. And what else do I have? I started the Dragon Belly shawl. So here is the pattern, Dragon Belly shawl. And this is a free download on Ravelry if you guys are interested. And it's by Joanda Lindahl. And I was watching Rose, and she had made one, so I decided to make one because hers looks very pretty. And it is a really quick and easy crochet. The only problem I had with this pattern was I thought that it was a little bit hard to understand, but then she has the pictures on the side right here that kind of shows you what, you know, your shawl should look like as you go. So the pictures helped me more than the words did. But if you guys download the pattern, you'll kind of see what I mean by how it's, I guess, how it's worded. But either way, it's an easy crochet. And I want to show you, it's not done yet. I am almost done with it. And I will show you the yarn that I am using. Hold on one second. For the project, I am using a 4.5mm crochet hook, and this is my Clover Amour. And the yarn that I am using is probably all messed up now. All right, I will have to rip the ball band. This is yarn that was gifted to me by Rose from Rose Likes Crochet, and this is Stitch Studio by Nicole Cotton Colors. And the colorway is the purple, DK purple, light purple pink. It is a fine number 2 and it recommends a 4mm crochet hook, but the pattern calls for a 4.5mm crochet hook. So that's why I'm using my 4.5mm crochet hook. And this is all that I have left of the yarn. So it's a little, it was in the project bag, so it's a little weird looking right now, but this is all I have left. And it was a pretty big cake. I think it had like 1,093 yards. But this is what the shawl looks like so far, and I am loving it. It is really pretty, and I love this yarn. So let me see how I can show you guys. So I started off right here at this point right here with the tail, and it just grew bigger and bigger and bigger. So I am now at the purple part. So this is what the shawl looks like so far, and I absolutely love it. It is gorgeous, and I love the drape of the shawl. So this is a shawl that I'm very proud of. It's very pretty, and I like the texture here. Can you guys see that? It's very pretty. So I recommend this pattern if you want an easy pattern to crochet, especially an easy shawl pattern. This is an easy pattern to follow. So I definitely love it, and I can't wait to finish this. I've been crocheting like mad lately, just trying to keep my mind off things. And I'm thinking I can probably finish this by Saturday. So I have today, tomorrow, and then Saturday I will try to get this finished. So there is my dragon belly shawl. So let me put that back in the project bag before the yarn gets tangled. All right, what do I have next? There was that knitted shawl that I showed you guys before. It was the burgundy shawl that I had started to knit using the, what is it, Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK. Give me 1 second, let me go grab that yarn. So that shawl, I was using the Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK. So I have bad news. I had to frog the whole entire shawl. So what happened was when my daughters, when I drop off my daughters at school in the morning, this was a few weeks ago, you guys, and I was knitting in the car while waiting to drop them off, and something distracted me, so I dropped a stitch, and I couldn't figure out, I dropped it where it kind of dropped down like 3 or 4 rows, and I couldn't figure out which one it was, and I didn't have anything to pull that yarn up with because I didn't bring a crochet hook with me or a needle or anything, and I could not use the tip of my knitting needles to pick it up. So the stitch dropped all the way and left a huge gap, and I didn't know how to fix it. So I was frustrated, and I just frogged the whole entire shawl. So that was hours and hours of work, and I frogged the whole entire shawl. So I'm gonna start over. I think I'm gonna wait a little while to start on that because I still have all the yarn and it's caked up, and it's ready for me for when I want to knit that shawl up again. So I will try to make sure that I put a crochet hook in with every single one of my knitting projects now, just in case that happens again. And like I said, I'm a new knitter. If you guys don't know, I'm a new knitter. So there are lots of different techniques that I haven't learned yet, and I'm learning as I go. So that is one that I need to learn how to do, is to pick up stitches when I drop them. And I will be learning that. I have done some where I dropped it and it was easy to pick up, but sometimes when it goes all the way down, like 4, 5, 6 rows, I don't know what to pick up. So I just said, forget it. I just frogged the whole entire project. So I am so sad because that was hours and hours of work, you guys. So I think y'all might know how I feel about that, or how I feel in regards to that, because I'm sure it has happened to a lot of people. So on to my next thing is, I was talking about a blanket that I want to knit for my niece because her birthday's coming up in August, and if I want to finish this blanket by August, I need to start it right now. So I did start it. So the pattern I am using is a free pattern on linebrand.com, and it is the simple striped blanket, and it is using 4 different mandala cakes, and it's a really easy pattern, you guys. So if you know how to knit and purl, you'll be able to make this blanket if you're interested. But one of my favorite things to crochet or to knit and crochet are blankets. And I started that blanket so far. I don't know what I dropped. So I cast it on however many stitches the pattern said to cast on. So the first cake I am using is the Mandala Baby in the colorway Honey Dukes. So there's the colorway right there. And so that's my first cake. I'm not even anywhere near done with the cake because I just started this. I think I started this Saturday or Sunday, I'm not sure. But between this and all my other stuff I've been doing, this is all I have done so far. So I will put a progress keeper on here right now, just to show you where I'm at right now. And then next week, whenever I do another video, I will show you where the progress keeper was, and then show you how much I've gotten done. So I have done the garter. So this is just a garter border, and then this is the stockinette stitch here. So just like 14 rows of garter, and then there you start your stockinette. So on all sides, there will be a border with garter stitches. So that's how it's looking so far. And I love it. It's turning out super cute. And I think she will like it too, because it'll have a ton of different colors in the one blanket. And she's a very colorful person, so she will enjoy this blanket, I'm sure. So I started that. And then I will definitely test out the magic loop. So I will let you guys know how that is, because I've never tried it. So for the ones that have tried it, let me know if it's difficult or not. Even if it is, I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. I'm a pretty fast learner, so I can definitely figure that one out. So I have been looking through my whip bin, because I have my whip bin right here. And right now I'm using it as a table. So let me clean up a little so I can show you what I want to get done. Since we are all staying at home for the most part, besides going into work for a few hours, I have been trying to get some things done in my whip basket. So first of all, I want to show you guys these granny squares that I have made. I made these granny squares a long time ago, so I have a ton of them. I have a stack right here. And then I have a stack of just this color right here. So I have all these granny squares, and I still have to weave in ends, but I don't know why. I always save them to do last, and I shouldn't, because I think we all dislike weaving in ends. But I have all these granny squares, and I started this granny square blanket a long time ago, like a long time ago, and I have not finished it yet. So I think it looks beautiful so far. I just dislike sewing granny squares together, or joining them together. I can't do it. It's cringy. And so that's all I have done. Let me stand up so you guys can kind of see. And I wanted to use up all the squares to finish this blanket, and I just don't want to do it. And then I ran out of the white yarn. I think the white yarn is Lion Brand Pound of Love. So I need to go out and buy another skein whenever the stores are open, to buy another skein so I can finish this, because I do have all those squares, and these are very lovely colors. I have all these squares, and I want to put them in that blanket to make it a big Afghan, and I just don't have the motivation to do it right now. So if I can just sit down one day and just do this, it'll be done, and I just have to crochet a border. But what do you guys think? Is it a pretty blanket? I love it. I love the different purples and pinks, and then the gray in there. And the yarn that I used for this one is yarn that I bought from Hobby a while ago. And let me see if I have some right here. I do. And this is like Tivoli or Tivoli, not sure how you pronounce that, but I did buy it from Hobby. And this is a 50-gram skein. And the color on this one is color number 23. It doesn't have a name, but it does have a color number. Like I said, it's 50 grams. It's a 50-gram skein. And it is made in Turkey. It is 100% acrylic, and it's super soft acrylic. And that's all that it says about that. But I bought these different colors, and it's the same yarn, just different colors. And I just one day just sat down for like a week and just crocheted a bunch of granny squares. So now I need to attach them and put them together for that blanket, but I am not feeling it right now. And I haven't felt this project in months, and I just don't know if I have the motivation to finish it. But it is almost done, so I just don't want to scrap it because it is literally almost done. So I think I might have to make it a little smaller than what I had originally planned, but then I don't know what to do with the rest of these granny squares because I do not want to attach more granny squares. So I will set this aside, and maybe one day I will have the motivation to finish it. And then as well, I dug up this shawl that I have made. This is using Shawl in a Cake, and I cannot remember the colorway, and I don't know where the ball band is, but there is a virus shawl that I have made. And I talked about this before, but it is almost done. And I was wanting to do a couple more rows, so I actually might just knock this out today. I wanted to do the whole cake originally, so it'd be a huge shawl, but I think I will cut it short and just do a couple more rows and finish it off. But either way, it's a beautiful shawl. I love this colorway. It's gorgeous. And I might just make it super like huge and then just use it as a wall decoration and put it where my other shawl is on that wall right there. So those are the projects that are in my whip basket. I have more, and the rest in there are just blankets, and I will get to that eventually. So blankets are my favorite things to do, my favorite things to crochet and to make. So I will definitely test out the magic loop today. I might try to knit up a mitered square, possibly, and just continue to crochet and to knit just to keep my mind off things. So I have been talking for a long time, you guys, so I will let you guys go. I do plan on doing a giveaway soon. I want to. I just, with everything that's going on, I don't think it's a great idea. So I'm going to wait for this to pass, and then I will gather up some yarn and possibly have a giveaway in April or May. Hopefully April if I can. If not, then May. I just want things to get back to normal before I send anything to anyone. So I definitely, oh, one more thing. I do want to start sewing. I used to sew a long time ago when I was 16, and I loved it so much because in high school we had to take like a home ec class, and I chose sewing. So my teacher was awesome. And we used to have this old sewing machine that was like in a table. So it's like a table, and then you would fold out the table and then pull the sewing machine up, and then the table would, you know, be long enough for you to have your project and stuff on. And I used to sew all the time. Like I would make everything from curtains to pillowcases and like bunny rabbits. I used to love making bunny rabbit dolls with like the fancy country clothes. And I used to love doing that. And then as I got older, you know, gaining friends and making new friends, I kind of lost interest. So I want to get back into that. And eventually, I think when I get enough practice in sewing, I eventually want to make my own project bags, and possibly, I don't know if I can do it this year, but I possibly want to sell my project bags on Etsy, or probably mostly on Etsy. We'll see how that goes, because there are a lot of people that sew project bags that sell them on Etsy. So I want to see what I can do, and I want to do that pretty soon. So as soon as I can go out fabric shopping, and I will get that done. I need everything though. I need, you know, the cutting mats, the rotary cutter. I need everything for that. And I have a few pins here and there, like for pinning, but I need everything else. So little by little, I will gather the supplies. And as soon as we can go out shopping, especially to Joann's and to Hobby Lobby, I will just go out and check to see what kind of fabric I like and buy some and test out my sewing skills. So I can't wait to start on that. So thank you guys for watching. I have been rambling on for so long, and I have to go make my kids lunch right now. But I hope you guys stay safe and try not to stress. Like I said, I have been stressing out so much, it probably gave me some gray hairs. I have a lot of gray hairs, but you guys probably can't see because I have really dark hair. But I have been getting more and more gray hairs. But I'm trying not to stress out about it, and things will fall into place. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Have a great and wonderful week. And I think I might see you either Saturday or Sunday because I do want to show you what I ordered from Premier. And I know a lot of yarn companies are still shipping out orders. I think Knit Picks might be the only one that they're not shipping anything out right now, but I think they're waiting until April 8th to start shipping again. But I think other yarn companies are still open. So check them out if you want to browse or shop for yarn, because that's what I do all the time in my spare time. But it's not the same as going to the store and feeling it. But either way, I cannot wait to get that box of yarn either today or tomorrow. But thanks again, you guys. Be safe, be happy. Craft, knit, crochet, paper craft, whatever craft you do, craft, keep your mind off things. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.